Okay, this video shows mixing of raised dough. So if you have a commercial mixer, this is probably your backup plan. So we mix our doughs by hand at the lake, which is strenuous, difficult, but to this point we have not gotten a commercial mixer, mostly because of room. We don't have a whole bunch of room in the back room. So flour is already in the bowl. This is the SAF instant yeast. We're going to mix that up by hand and get it evenly distributed throughout the flour. If you clump it up together, parts of your dough will rise and parts of it will not. So we're going to see fluffing it up here and mixing it through. When you're done mixing those up, you want to make a well in the middle so you can put the raised dough cream in there, and you'll see in a minute that's the first step of the mixing, is breaking up that cream. I believe he is doing a 12 quart here, so that's the biggest dough that we do. Kind of give you an idea of how much it is to mix, how hard it is to mix, or how difficult it is to mix the largest dough. This is the largest one. So we've got the flour, yeast, raised dough cream, and then we've just got water. Water temperature depends on the ambient temperature in your room. We'll have a chart for that to show you how hot the water is to go. This morning at the lake was early spring, late winter, so that water's pretty hot. So you'll see him being a little bit shy about putting his hands in the cream. But you want to break that up as much as you possibly can. Hand mixing a raised dough takes maybe between 5 and 10 minutes. For someone who's experienced in doing it, might take a little bit longer for someone who doesn't have either the strength or the experience in getting that done. I always say that the pain principle is, if you're going to be in pain, make sure that you're in pain for the shortest amount of time possible. So mix the dough fast and get it over with. Plus the temperature's dropping. The entire time he's mixing this, the temperature's dropping. So you want it to stay nice and warm so that yeast can work. And also, once you get that dough on the table, you want to make sure that it's easier to roll. And warm doughs are easy to roll. Cold doughs, you'll know you've rolled it that day as your muscles ache. He's mixing in now. He's pulling in all the flour. And as you're going to see at the end of this little clip right here, before we get to the end, you pull it in from the side and you push it down in the middle. I think you'll start that in just a second. There you go. And you just continue to work around the bowl doing that until it doesn't stick to the bowl anymore. So he's gotten it to that point. I've obviously clipped that and fast forwarded it because we probably didn't need to see all that pain. He's a little sticky right there. But if you scrape that off and then you flour underneath the dough, and when he's done here, we'll just cover it with just a fabric sheet to kind of keep it warm, keep it cooking in there. Pulling it all together, trying to make sure there's no parts on the outside, and it's ready to go. It'll sit for an hour to an hour and a half at this point.